Okay, hey, how's it going? Thanks for watching. Just want to spend a couple minutes talking about Uniswap and just how to make swaps, how to kind of navigate through some of this. So, first of all, Uniswap is on the Ethereum network, so it supports ERC20 tokens. Um, First things first, you'll need to have some kind of wallet. I love Metamask. It's great, simple. I have it connected to my Trezor, which is a hardware wallet. Basically, it's a Google Chrome extension. I can put a link to another video in it, but it's pretty basic. You've got your public wallet address. So this is it's an ERC20 wallet or Ether wallet, however you want to look at it. And basically, you gotta fund it with some ETH. So if you got some money on, let's say, a Coinbase or a Kraken, you've got some ETH on there. You can withdraw, basically copy this, go in there, withdraw it. It's going to pop into here. And then basically you're going to go to Uniswap, and I'll put this in the description. You're going to connect your wallet up here. There's going to be something that says connect wallet. I've already done it, so you can see my wallet address. And again, this is your public address, which is fine to share. Everything's public. Just don't share your private seed, which is like the 12-word phrase. That's totally private. Anybody with that can use your wallet, so don't share that. Don't share any private addresses. But your public address is okay to share. I still prefer to have the hardware wallet. Just gives you a little peace of mind. So anyway, you can see here it shows me how much ETH and Uni I've got. Now the main page it takes you to is the swap. So let's say I want to buy a token, an Ethereum-based token. It's not on the exchange. It's hard, especially in the U.S. We don't have access to some of the exchanges that have a lot of the other tokens. So just an example, there was a token that just launched called TrueBit, and it's not available on any of the centralized exchanges. So I went to Uni, and I'll kind of walk you through just quickly some of the things you want to do. So first thing I can do is I can go to CoinGecko, and I can basically find the coin I'm looking for. Okay, TrueBit, make sure this is what you want. Look at the price and the volume. If the volume or something seems off, just be careful. I look at this, okay, this has a lot of volume. The price looks right to what I know. It makes sense. It's just double check to make sure it's the right coin. There's a lot of scams out there. So then I go to the contract, see it's got the Ethereum signal or symbol. So I go, okay, I'm on the ETH, so I grab this contract address. I'm going to go back to, let me just show you. When I go back to Uniswap, now I can search here too, but I like to use CoinGecko. So I pop that in, and it says tokens TrueBit. Okay, so I click that guy. Yeah, okay, so now it kind of shows you the liquidity. That's this. So this is liquidity on Uniswap, right? So this is basically people providing liquidity to purchase this token. So now I can go back into Uniswap. So I'm going to use ETH. Now you can swap other tokens, and what it'll do, it'll route through different tokens to get there. Now it will cost you more in transactions. So I try to swap using ETH, but sometimes I swap one for another. It just depends what you got going. And I'll show you a little bit because gas is expensive, which basically uses your ETH for the transaction fees. Which I don't like because I like my ETH. I don't want to use it up. It's my favorite coin. So I'm on ETH. I'm going to select token. So, you could put in I'll put in true. Now it shows up. Now this is only here because I added it already. But it shows, see, it doesn't show up. It's okay. It normally wouldn't show up. So you're going to want to put in the contract address. So I'm going to copy and paste it, and then it shows here. Okay, that's how you make sure you're getting the right thing. So let's say I want to do this, and again, I can't do max because I'm going to have to pay some gas, which I'll show you. And it's actually estimating this, so you can see it actually did. It's estimating it's going to cost me 0.01. Okay, so let's say I want to do this swap. Okay, I want to swap some ETH for True, so that's great. Now, before I do this, first of all, now I can't remember if you have to approve ETH, but usually there's 2 transactions anytime you make a swap. You have to approve the spending of the coin first, and then you make the swap. So just make sure you realize that, because I've done that before where I've approved it. Hey, what happened? Oh, I forgot to swap it. So now this already says swap because I've already approved ETH. ETH might be automatic, but you might have to approve it. I can't quite recall. Now, in the settings, you'll see the slippage. And basically what this means is, as you're buying the token, so like let's say you're buying a token that's going up in price or going down in price, you know, the price that it quotes you on here could slip and end up basically with you getting like less of the coin. So you can put in here the slippage saying, hey, I don't want more than 1% slippage. Now, I actually have mine higher because, you know, a lot of times, especially with some of the volatility, or if I'm trying to get a new token that's going up, you know, you could end up with a failed transaction. So, you know, unless you're trying to get a really good price, or you're getting a ton of one coin, it's better, honestly, just to go with a higher slippage. And, you know, you don't want to fail a transaction because it's going to cost you ETH. It's a pain. And it's just not fun. So I usually go a little bit higher. I mean, you could do 3%, whatever. Transaction deadlines, 20 minutes. It you know, it really shouldn't take that long. I just leave it. That's how it's defaulted. So put your slippage in there, and it shows down here. So let me just do one that... let me see. Okay, so minimum received. So this is telling you based on your slippage, this is the minimum you could receive. So I have 5% slippage, so it's saying, hey, potentially you could receive this less. Price impact is, you know, don't worry too much about that. It's more about their internal liquidity and such. And then you're paying 0.3% fee. So now I'm going to do swap. So I'm going to click swap. So it says confirm. Now this isn't actually going to confirm because I have to go into my Metamask. So don't, you know, you can actually hit confirm, and it's going to show you actually what is going on here. So it's going to pop my Metamask open. It's going to say, okay, gas fee $10. Man, that's cheap compared to what it's been, which is cool. Total is $209.85. Okay, great. And then I can go into the data, which, you know, this is really, it's not really anything that you're going to need to look at, but just, you know, just to show you kind of, it's telling you what you're going to do. So now what you can do in here, and there's ways you can customize this, but you can actually edit the gas. You know, I've found it depends if the gas is going up or down. You can check on the ETH gas station, which, you know, I could do another video on that. But basically, if you do, you know, it's going to put in your average time. And the more gas you use, the faster it's going to be because you're going to get higher priority in the block. And, you know, that's just kind of depending on the congestion of the network. If you want it to go quickly and smoothly and not worry about, you know, I would go fast. Now, right now, you know, gas is fairly cheap, so, okay, it's $1 more. It depends. How bad do you want this? You know, is the price going up and down? You might want to go do fast. You know, you could go into advanced, too, and actually put your GUI or GWEI, which is like a, it's like a fraction of an ETH. So you could go in and you could change that manually. I've typically found if you go fast, you're good. I mean, typically you're good unless the gas price is changing up and down. And what can happen after you do that is you can see a pending transaction. It'll actually have a thing to ask you if you want to speed it up. So you can actually add more gas once you've already done the transaction. It's, you know, it's not ideal, but it is kind of a cool feature. It doesn't always work great. But anyways, I'm actually going to reject this. I'm not going to do this swap, but I want to show you. That's what you would do. It says rejected. So I just want to show you. I did just make this. I did just actually do this swap. So I'll show you the activity. So I could say, okay, I swapped this ETH. So if I click on this, it gives me the transaction. So transaction hash, activity. Now, if I click on this little arrow here, it's actually going to open it up in Etherscan. I'm not going to do that because I want to show you the site, so I'm going to copy the transaction ID. Now, if I go to etherscan.io, this is basically the blockchain explorer for ETH, for Ethereum. I could put in my wallet address. You know, that's what I'm going to do to start with. I'm just going to put my wallet address in there. Okay, so it's going to show you, okay, here's my ETH, and then I have a bunch of tokens in here. You know, various different tokens. So you could see, okay, swap exact ETH for tokens. This was the ETH block. So let me go with the transaction hash. So it's kind of nice. In fact, usually when I do the swap, I open the transaction. It'll show you, you know, exactly what's going on with the block and with your transaction and everything. So this is my address. This is where it's going. This is the route, you know, the Uniswap. It'll even tell you what the value was. And I think, let's see, I thought it had more info. Yeah, I mean, gas price, or how much the transaction fee is, how much the gas it used. You know, really a lot, 115. So actually, I did speed this up. I started it, and it was nonce 109, which is basically the transaction position or index. I actually sped it up in Metamask, and so it ended up being 115. But so it says also found another drop transaction. Yeah, so when I sped it up, it changed that. And that's pretty much. I mean, there's more, but that's really, you know, all most people are going to need to see. But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much some tips. My tips and tricks for Uniswap. You can provide liquidity on here and get fees and such, but you know, if you're a whale and you got a bunch of money, it'd be worth it. I tend to go. I prefer Polygon. I bridged a lot of my ETH over to Polygon, so I can do liquidity providing and such with super low transaction fees. But anyway, hopefully that helps you out. And check out my other videos. I've got some other stuff about setting up MetaMask and such. But hopefully you found this helpful. Have a good one.